What's up, Carnival Spirits? It's TJ, and I'm sitting here with Madecipha in the Spider Bite Studios in Connecticut.
Called The Web.
The Web?
The Web.
This is the studio that you record in.
The oddities, everything. The
All
Web.
right.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Madecipha invited me down to check out the studio and his, I don't know, his personal archives, his collection of oddities, and I don't even know how to describe this shit, but that's why we're interviewing him today. This is Carnival Spirits in the Tunnels. Let's go.
From Detroit to Slime City, yo. I know my days are numbered, you either win or you lose. And I'm plagued by hunger while creatures live on the moon. NASA found skeletons as hell, we and I'll blast you. Down with the evidence, you messing with the master. Madecipha never fears a man that breathes. Plain to reach the center of the earth and disperse all this records heat. Underground classics, I'm a savage with words. Fuck around with the casket, maggots and worms. I'm on acid and germ, and I sure spaz sporadically. Magically, stick this dick in her majesty. When catastrophes happen, I laugh for a little. The bastard all plastic, just capture this riddle, and it'll be a cold day in hell when I admit defeat. Kick your teeth and hook your face, a blazing hell and wishing me. Bitches see the living through the eyes of a blind man. My clan is vicious, wicked minds devise a fine plan.
Slime City, Slime City.
Where you at?
Slime City, Slime City, Slime City.
Where you at?
Slime City, Slime City, Slime City.
Where you at?
Slime City, Slime City, Slime City.
Where you at?
You know, you and me have known each other for almost a decade.
Yep, about that.
And I started doing shows in 2008.
Yep.
My first show outside of the Gathering, it was your show that I performed in Connecticut. It was that Valentine's Day Massacre show.
Cupid Could Kiss My Ass show.
Cupid Could Kiss My Ass.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Do you remember what year that was? We only did a couple of those.
It was Valentine's Day 2008.
Was it at Toad's Place up in the Lily Pad?
Yes, it was.
That was the first one. Okay.
Yep. And then we did another one. It was the Easter Sunday Slaughter.
Yep. That was my, to anyone watching, the Easter Sunday Slaughter was my annual, like, my Hollow Wicked, if you will. And I did them every year. It just, after a while, it became difficult because, you know, it's hard to get people to come out on Easter. Most people spend their, were family-oriented and spend time with their family on Easter. And I tried to get people to come out afterwards. And sometimes they were a great success, and sometimes it wasn't worth putting the effort in. So I just stopped doing those. But we did about 6 or 7 of them.
I remember being at the first one, and I totally skipped out on the family Easter Sunday meal for that shit.
Well, I appreciate that.
See, once I performed at the Gathering in 07, I
got
got that bug to perform.
I know.
So
my first show was at the Gathering too. That's what I didn't tell you.
Nice.
It was 04. They had a JCW ring set up, and I had a song called "Made Me Insane," and my dreads were only like up to here.
Right.
And my buddy Uncle Al, his name's Anthony Martone. You probably have seen him in passing. Like, he's always with me a lot. And
For sure.
they had a ring set up, and you got to do one song, and there's actually like a good amount of people. I have the video of it. I had like this baby blue thing on and the headband, and I did the song, and like
Nice.
he lit up a blunt and passed it, and then from there on we went Modify Psi when we did a show in Brantford on the Green. And it just kind of took on its life of its own. But I get exactly what you're saying. My first performance was also at the Gathering, and
which is exhilarating, and what a
There's
way
always a good amount of people
what a way
there.
to cut your teeth on live performances. You know what I mean? In front of all these
yeah, that was definitely
juggalos.
my first experience ever being in front of a crowd of people. It wasn't a day. It was like at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, so it didn't have the whole like nighttime thing to it. There was still a lot of people by that whole stage, and it was all around it, and we like rocked it, and my boy like hyped me and like knew all the words, so it was cool.
I remember Cave and Rock 07. They had the Bomb House stage. It was awesome to perform in the middle
That was actually,
of that gathering.
That was the first one that was at Cave and Rock.
Yeah.
The year before was the Mud one in that weird spot in Ohio.
I almost went to that one.
No, we went to that
I
one the
didn't.
last day just for ICP. Like, I made it to it to see ICP set, but I wasn't there for the Mudville, which I'm kind of
Right.
happy about, to be honest. But I missed that one, and my boys were like, yo, the new spot's pretty dope. And then we went back again. In 2008, I actually had a really good time. And then, like, 2011 was, like, my favorite one. Like, we were chilling. I had, like, hung out with, like, Xbox the whole year and, like, performed. And I found a tortoise shell. And,
Really?
Yeah.
You found a tortoise shell out
Yeah,
there?
well, turtle. Yeah, Eastern box turtle. It was,
I want to go back to, like you were saying, Modify Side. This is the group that you were in, like 10 years ago?
no, we broke up in, like, 2011.
Okay,
So we were
but you
from,
were
like-
in Modify Psi in 08 when we performed together.
Absolutely.
And I remember you and the other dude both had dreadlocks.
Yeah.
You guys were both on some other shit.
Yeah.
You guys had EVPs
That-
woven
no.
into your beats.
No, I have them in the first Madecipha album. We, like, did paranormal stuff. The whole EVP thing, I kind of used all those for my Word is Bond Madecipha album, which came out before Modify Psi, but I tame my tongue. I try not to disrespect anyone, and I wish Luminol, that's the other member, nothing but the best, but he was slacking a little bit, and I got a little impatient, and while we weren't able to record, which was because of him, I went out and made the album, and I just kind of put him on my shit, and, like, he was a little bitter about it, he got a little salty, and I'm like, I'm the one that does all the paranormal investigation, you know what I mean? Like,
There's a lot of rappers out there, but there's not a lot of rappers that are also ghost hunters.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely am, like, the guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know Prozac does it, and I don't know to what extent, but, like, I go 3 to 4 times a week. It's definitely, like, a lifestyle for me. Like, I'm about that life. I literally, like, in the last, from 2013 to now, I probably gone ghost hunting 1,000 times. This season alone, I've probably gone 85 times. You're talking, I go ghost hunting once every 5
Now,
days.
you're not just like, oh yeah, man, I've gone
No.
on a million ghost
No,
hunts.
I have a journal that every time I go, I journal. Like, my next book is called The Ghost Journals. So it started at September 27th because the book was from 2004 to 2010. So in 2010, I started keeping tabs of every time I go. I could go in the book right now, get it. Okay, there's been X amount of days and this number of years so far. So it was like me going ghost hunting once every 6 days, which is crazy.
Right.
Which is crazy. That's like once a week I'm going ghost hunting, like, for 8 years. Dude, I've seen shit go up in the air and disappear. I've seen.
Well, that's
I've
what I was
seen
going to
dudes-
ask you. What's the craziest thing you've seen ghost hunting?
This season, the best thing was we went into this spot in Wethersfield, Connecticut, known as Cedar Hill. We went in. I call it going in raw dog. Like, it's like, you know, when you fuck a bitch raw dog, there's no condom. When you go in a cemetery raw dog,
I don't know nothing about that.
nothing about that at all. But, like, it's basically going in with your cell phone. You have no flashlight, no camera, no ghost hunting equipment at all. And sometimes when you go to a cemetery raw dog, that's when shit shows itself to you, and there's no way of really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have all the ghost boxes, the EMFs, the EVPs. I have all the nice cameras. I have all the fancy gear. It's just sometimes you gotta just go in the cemetery, just you and your boy, and if something happens, it's just you guys have a story to tell. That's
Right.
it. I was hanging out with this kid that I've been hanging out with all summer named Trapper, and the cemetery was huge, bro. It was like we went there in the daytime. On my birthday's in August. We went there because this is the first time I seen it was at nighttime. So we went again on my birthday. Because I always go to a cemetery on my birthday, and to see it in the daytime, we wound up going to Massachusetts on my birthday, and to New York, and we did all, like, it was a 12-hour thing into the wee hours of the night. We got home at 7 in the morning, but when we went in, there's ponds everywhere. It's huge. Like, Samuel Colt is buried there. The gunmaker, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of prominent, like, really big famous stones, big obelisks, marble and shit. It was crazy, and it was all hilly, and it was foggy, dude. There's a whole hill of mausoleums, and I've been waiting for that picturesque moment my whole life as a ghost hunter to, like, see. It was like out of a Hollywood movie. And then as we came there, like, we're right here where that couch is, there was like a burning, it looked like a fireball, probably like this big, like the size of a grapefruit. It lifted up like this high into the ground and then just went away. And I was like, whoa, dope. It wasn't like a fully materialized human being, which is the best. When you see like a dude walk in and disappear, that's the coolest shit you want to see. But like, that was still cool. There's a cemetery I go to that actually Lizzie Borden is buried in Middletown, Connecticut. Not a lot of people know that. And it's an insane asylum with numbers on the graves. She's number 476. Her grave in Massachusetts still says Lizzie Borden, but they did that back in the day to keep the family plot together. But she's actually in Middletown, and we both saw a woman, we call her Mary Poppins. She was in a black dress, she had a little black hat on, she was about 30 feet into the cemetery behind it, and she looked pixelated, like it kind of was like fuzzy, like it wasn't like, it was materialized, like you could see her, it was like shadowish. But those were like the best ones that happened this year. So it's like each year I get like, you'll go 60, 70 times and maybe 5 or 6 real dope things will happen. It's not, people ask me all the time, like, you go all the time and stuff doesn't happen all the time, but you still get it's still fun. You have an adventure. So cool stuff happens like once every 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe the popularity of ghost hunting shows gives you the misconception that every time you walk into a spot, something fucking happens.
My show, I tell people that's not true. That's not true at all. I'm like, like it's still very fun and you have a good time. So it's kind of like, I mean, it'd be great if every time you went something happened, but if it did, everyone would do it and it wouldn't be nowhere near as cool. So we're in the cemetery, we're on the rock, and then my boy's like, did anybody see the dragon shadow? And I'm like, yeah, I saw it fucking, you know what I mean? I'm like, you saw that shit too? I'm like, that's why I'm bugging. He's like, oh yeah, that was like some peaceful spirit like blessing us. I was like, dude, I thought that shit was gonna scoop and eat me, dude. I was like freaking out. But that was probably the most scared I've ever been. Like I've been 10 feet away from a demon. Like I smelt the sulfur. Like you smell sulfur, you get like a nauseating thing. I have a photo of it. It's in the book. I'll give it to you. It's like it looks better on the computer because it's like you could see it's a red mist with horns and shit. It was like right there, and we went burnt sage and everything. And I mean, I've been face to face with like demonic entities before, and I was that fucking thing I thought was gonna scoop out of the sky and like pick me up and fucking dry that was the most terrifying experience of my life.
My question for you now is, what came first for you, rapping or ghost hunting?
It depends on how you want to look at it, because my uncle committed suicide when I was a little kid. Well, I had a paranormal experience when I was 3. It's in the book. Like, if I give it to you, you actually read the whole history. Like, it happened when I was 3, and I remembered it my whole life, and then my uncle committed suicide. And when you commit suicide, 9 out of 10 times you become a ghost. And I was 9 years old when he committed suicide, and I saw his ghost. For the longest time, I had phasmophobia, which is the title of my book, which means the fear of ghosts. So I was afraid of ghosts, but I was having paranormal experiences before rap, but I didn't start ghost hunting until like a year or 2 into rap. I started fair enough. So yeah. I was seeing shit and having experiences when I was a child, and I was in tune with it, but I was scared of it. 2002, I started rapping. 2004, I formed Modify Style and started doing shows. That same year, I started ghost hunting. So it was kind of like a neck and neck thing.
Okay.
All right, so we're at the web. This room right here is my oddities room. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been doing this shit since 2006. My artist, scientist buddy, Brandon Ballinger, showed me how to preserve specimens, mummify them, keep them wet in alcohol. Right here, right here is, I got rare snakes. I had colubrids over here. These are king snakes and milk snakes, pythons and boas. Over here I got insects.
What were your influences in rap?
I knew when I was a little kid, I wanted to do something with music. That I knew. I didn't know which way I was going to go, if I was going to do the band thing or whatever, and you know what I mean? Like there was, a time, I grew up in West Haven, Connecticut, right outside of New Haven. I remember like when Bone Thugs came out. I remember when Fugees came out. I was really into that. I was also really into like Korn and Marilyn Manson. So for a little while, I was like on the verge of metalhead and rap, dude. Like I liked both, and I kind of still am. Like I listen to everything from Typo Negative, Marilyn Manson. I listen to Scorpions. I listen to Wu-Tang. I listen to like a lot of 90s hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very, very versed on that. I listen to Fleetwood Mac. My musical tastes are very, very spread out and broad. I wound up, starting rapping in like 02 I was like 17 when I started, but I didn't take it serious till 02. So I started under an alias named Sinister Ugly, and it was just like horrorcore rap. You know, I obviously like
Sinister Ugly.
Sinister Ugly.
Nice.
That was like my first rap name, Sinister Ugly. And obviously, I'm a big fan of ICP and that whole horrorcore genre. So I started off as a horrorcore lyricist. I kind of became my own thing. I definitely have horrorcore influences. Some songs, like the EP I just gave you, is just hip hop. It doesn't have any horrorcore to it at all. Some are a lot. Some are sacrilegious. So it's like I definitely, you could see my roots and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, as far as like what rappers that really had a like impact on me rapping, it would definitely be like ICP, Twisted, Isham, Wu-Tang Clan. Like I really love Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang. I'm trying to like get to the point where I can do a song with him. Like it's one of my, out of like all the dudes that I've done songs with, like Cannabis, this guy, that guy, all my beats have been exclusive. One beat, the Fuji Lab beat, I love that beat. I ripped up 100 bars. That's the only like commercial beat I've ever rapped over. Out of the 300 songs I have, they've all been exclusive.
Now do you make your own beats yourself, or do you work with beat makers?
I mean, I work with beat makers. I got like a custom NPC with the, that's my ghost skin. That's actually a photo of a ghost right there. Like if you see it, like the whatever, all custom. This is all done up with the JJOS too and everything like that. This is, I mean, I'm equipped to do everything. I don't really know how to do it, but I mean, I have beat makers come here. I work with this dude named Miggs out of Canada. For a while, I was dealing with these two dudes, Live and Anthro, that did all the Righteousness Gone, the shirt you have on. Live and Anthro handled all that production. We had a fallout. I wish nothing but the best for them, but they handled all those beats. They have like a really NPC kind of like, you know, weird kind of fuzzy, like Black Sabbath-ish kind of vibe to them. It's horrorcore, but like, I mean, they don't like the horrorcore. They listen to like Vastier and all that kind of stuff. So we like different stuff, but it vibed. We had our own sound, and then like, you know, Danny Damage makes beats for me. I'm right now, the dude Miggs from Canada is making a lot of my beats. People just send me stuff. I've had, you know, DJ Question from Jedi Mind Tricks make me beats. C-Lance makes me beats. I mean, this guy makes 8, this guy makes 4, this guy makes 3, and then I get a couple randoms and I make a 20-track album, and that's usually how it's been. The EPs, they're all 8 tracks. Like I have one EP, the Zombies one, it was all Live Evil. The Cold Blooded is all Miggs, and the All Bets Are Off is all Danny Damage. Like those, I try to do all one producer, just me and him, and like have a theme to the album. You know what I mean? Like I try to do that with my little EPs and just do stuff like that and work with one guy and see how people like it. As long as it's exclusive, I don't do that whole like lease and B shit. Like get the fuck out of here with none of that shit, bro. Like you wanna work with me, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm established. I'm a very humble dude. You know, I take pride in my craft and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna give you $50 to lease it and then have some other asshole have it. Like, nah.
You've been working hard in the past 9 years since I've myself, you know, witnessed your grinds. You have churned out well over a dozen albums.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly the number, but
it's right there. There's they can't see it on there. There's a little fucking like Voodoo Man. It's a CD holder. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 3 EPs. So there's 13 albums, 20-track albums, pressed up on disc makers, like booklets, everything.
Yeah, the whole
like an
yards.
actual real CD.
We're not talking about like, you know, free
mixtapes.
downloads.
No.
You're not a MySpace rapper.
No. Like real actual CDs, booklets, barcodes, like on iTunes, the whole pressed up, shrink wrapped, real CDs that you could sell in stores, and 3 EPs.
And you've been doing that before you even started Spider Bite Records.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long has Spider Bite Records been around?
5 years. The stickers I just gave you, I actually might have some in my pocket. These are the 5-year anniversary sticker. I'm about to make the T-shirts. So the silver with the 5 in it, instead of, normally it has a Connecticut logo. Like I beefed up the logo. It has a Connecticut in it, but since we're in the 5th year, it was July of 2012. I started it with Armageddon Ready, even though that was on Long Range. I bought the rights back from. I was on a label called Long Range. I bought all my rights back, so now I own my entire catalog. And I put the 5 in it for this year, and then like from now on, it'll just have those. These are all different kind of insects and tarantulas, bats. Right here, we got all my crazy lizards. Right here's all chameleons. These are horned lizards. These are all geckos. Geckos over here. We got some cool stuff. These are all like monitors and collared lizards and stuff like that. And then I got some cool stuff down there, little baby alligators and stuff.
What is the story behind your rap name? Where'd you come up with Madecipha?
Yep, I kind of I was waiting for that. You know what it is? It's one of those things that I've explained it 100 million times. But it's
And
like,
am I saying that correctly?
Yeah,
it's Madecipha. I feel like I mispronounced it.
The thing what it is, it's like I wanted it to be kind of like, I get that I have like a weird rap name when you first see it. Like I tell people to sound it out. Like it's Madecipha, and it's all one word. But if you sound it out like that, like syllable structure, which is how my whole basis of rapping is syllable structure, that you'll get it. Some people think it's made cypher, whatever, and then, but it's cool because like a lot of people look at me and think I'm a metal dude or I'm a hippie, and then they find out I'm this crazy rap dude. So it's kind of like I wanted people to not exactly know until they hear it, because once you hear it, you get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But so basically, I was at like you know, Ill. You know who he is? Okay, so we were at a battle rap, and he was there, and one of my other rap names was Logic Letdown, and I was with my like thug homies. You know what I'm saying? And we went to the battle rap, and they were like Logic, and I looked at them. I thought they signed me up, and I was like, fuck. And it turns out there's a dude from Connecticut named Logic who I'm pretty cool with. He runs like this thing called Penalty Box. He does a lot of battle rap still. Like that's kind of his thing, you know what I mean? And he's like a heavy set guy and shit. And he came out and he battled Ill, and I was like, I became cool with both of them. I wound up doing stuff with both of them in the future. But I was like, I got to come up with a name that nobody's gonna have. So I went home and I was like, all right, yo, I'm always pissed off about something. I'm a lot more calm now than I was, you know what I mean? But I was always angry, like, whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm mad. I'm like, mad what? And then I was like, well, I always had like triple metaphors, like approach a roach in the shadow that's afraid of the shade, or like say like a whole bunch of little things that like I'll have like a metaphor in it that has an opposite, and it'll have like a simile or something like that. And if you dissect the whole thing, it's like a puzzle, and then you're like, oh, like I was doing a lot of like super like wordplay, but like I said, it's like a simile in an opposite in this, and then there's an acronym built into it, like, you know what I'm saying? If you did the whole, like, took the first letter of each thing that I said, it spelt something out. Like I was doing some fucked up shit that I never really got my props for it, but it was like very, very like,
awesome.
it was kind of dope, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you have to decipher what I'm saying. I'm always like on some like shit has like 6 meanings to it, like with me, you know? So I took mad and I took decipher, like, you know what I mean, and I put it together, and then it just didn't look right, so I dropped the D, and then I'm like, okay, Madecipha, and then I started saying it like that, and then like I dropped the ER to A because it was more hip hop cipher, you know what I'm saying? Like said it like that, like you see the tattoo, I'm mad, each cipher, all right? So every time I spit it, I'm pissed off, all right? My cipher is made. So like my circle is complete, you know what I mean? And then I'm mad, and you have to decipher this metaphors, and I even turn it into an acronym for like malicious and deceiving, entertaining, clever, intelligent phrases have arrived.
Damn. That's what's up.
So that's kind of how I got it, and it just kind of said, believe me, yo, my real name is Ryan Bond. Like, there's a guy, I guess he's a producer, his name was Flames Bond, and I was like, why didn't I just run with that? You know what I mean? Like, I say Bond more than I say anything. If you listen,
I mean, your album, Word is Bond.
Word is
I
Bond,
got that connection
because
when
it's
I
easy
found out
to,
your real
like,
name.
so I, like how Eminem is Eminem Slim Shady, Madecipha Max Omega. You know what I'm saying? That's like my other,
Okay,
that's
Max
my,
Omega.
Max
I've
Omega.
heard that one
Yeah, I say that one a lot, but like, I refer to myself as Bond. Nobody could come out with the name just Bond because I'm Bond. You know what I mean? Like, I say Madecipha, I say Spider Bite Records, so it's kind of like I have the whole like schizophrenic kind of like, I'm Madecipha, I'm Bond, and I'm Max Omega, the triple personality thing going on. The ego thing, Bond is me, and like actually talking about a reflection of self, and Max Omega is like me trying to fight away things. So it's kind of like, you know, sometimes I get in zones and I'll rap as Max Omega, or just I'll go like a whole bunch of songs and not say Madecipha, just say Bond. Like, and just because it's easier to get off, but yeah, I mean, I chose it, so I'm not upset about it now. A lot of people were like, you should have just made your album Bond, your rap name Bond, and I guess I could have, but yeah, I still feel like I am Bond. Nobody else could be like, oh, I'm Bond. I'd be like, nah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Bond. As I progress, everyone's gonna know I'm Bond. As soon as I get money, I'm getting the iced out 007 charm. You know what I'm saying? I got the tat right there. It's like, that's my real name.
I always noticed your tat, and,
Yeah.
And I always put that connection together with your last name being Bonds. You know, 007.
These are my amphibians. A lot of different kinds of frogs. Bullfrog. This is a marine toad. This is a giant monkey frog. This is a budget's frog. White tree frog. Albino or Latino one. I got some newts over there. Tadpoles. You know, just a whole bunch of different kind of frogs.
Since you have been in the rap game,
Yep.
how many shows have you done? estimate.
I could estimate more ghost hunts than I can rap ones. I'm sure I could kind of do a rough estimate, but it's got to be a couple hundred. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe like probably like 200 shows. I mean, we were doing one a month for a while. Like, I like doing group shit, but I feel like at this point it's just easier to rock by myself.
So when you do a show by yourself, do you also maybe like, you know, include a track that was on a group project? Like, do you do like?
I have.
Yeah, just like a verse from
yeah,
the track.
If I'm feeling it, and like it really depends on like I have so much stuff that like I don't mean like people like, oh yeah, man, I know every single one of my verses by heart. I'm like, yeah, that's because you have 30 songs. I'm like, wait till you get like 300 songs. I'm like, and you become 35 years old and you have a million things going on. You start with like, well, how did that verse start again?
Especially if it's something you wrote like 9 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to start like, I mean, when I do a show, this is why like I haven't done a show in a while. Is because Connecticut, the shows are kind of like, dude, Rock the Bells was coming with like Wu-Tang, fucking a whole bunch of people, and like not enough tickets so that they canceled the show. I mean, it was like I was like an amazing show, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
I'm doing shit that like with the paranormal, and I have my own niche and things that no one else has done, and I was the first guy to do it, and people still don't give me my props, and I'm not gonna get salty about it. It's like I know that these dudes are gonna hop on my dick when I become successful, and I'm not trying to be an asshole by that, but it's like I've been doing the rap thing for so long that I mean, if like I said, if it took off and I got to go on tour with Twisted, great, you know what I mean, and rock a show, I like doing all that, but I mean, at this point, I really want to do a metal project.
Actually, was about to ask you where you want to take your music, and you kind of gave me the answer already. The cross genre and metal.
Yeah, because I have like 15 rap albums, and it's just
you gotta change it up.
The thing is, it's like, and again, I'm not like one of these dudes I'm not full of myself. I listen to like Joel Osteen every day. I humble myself daily. I'm like thankful for all that I got going on. I come from nothing. Like I got a good little studio. I'm thankful for the talent that I have. I like working with people. Like with all the things that I've done, I've changed it up. Like the first album, Word is Bond, had the ghost ones. Two of them, May Concern, had a suicide vibe to it. Like it was, like I try to theme certain ones, and this one's different than this one. So I didn't make the same album 15 times. Like the whole packaging, like when you open up the thing in the booklet, like that right there goes to that album, and that right there goes to that album. That's under the CD, that's the cover, and that's the booklet. Like
you have all the original pieces.
I have all the original pieces, awesome. And they like theme out, you know what I'm saying? Like I hire artists, like I take care of them, I make it like, you know what I mean? I credit everybody. Like I feel like I'm a very professional rapper. Nobody could ever say I did them dirty on some business shit.
You don't need to tell me, and you probably don't need to tell most of our audience that there's a lot of snakes in the game.
A lot of snakes in the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually, speaking of snakes, I'm getting a specimen of a two-faced snake. And I was like, huh, that reminds me of a lot of people I know.
Two-faced snake.
A two-faced snake, because I have all the two-headed turtles.
You're bringing a couple names to mind right now.
Yeah, you know? The girl I was just dating, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, man. Alright, so here's a question for you. You already brought up the name Inspector Deck, but who would be your dream collaboration, dead or alive?
I mean, if I could get the ghost of Biggie honestly to come spin a verse, that'd be kind of, you know, like summon him. You know what I mean? Like get him in the booth, that'd be kind of dope. All right, I'm gonna talk about this now because I think it's good because it's like a lot of juggalos are gonna see it. And like I said, I grew up as a juggalo. I've been to like 85 shows. I've been to 10 Hollow Wickeds. I've seen ICP in 11 states. I followed them. I had Carnival of Carnage vinyl records. Obviously, I want to work with ICP. I gave them my book. They kind of surpassed me, whatever. I'm not salty about it. It is what it is. The door closed for a reason. In all honesty, now I really don't want to be on Psychopathic. I want to do Spider Bite Records. I feel like I could get Spider Bite up there with the Majik Ninjas and the Strange Musics and stuff like that, and I could take it there and maybe work with them, and I'd love to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it'd be a good idea for me to like be taking orders from Violent J, because I'm not the kind of guy that takes orders from anybody. I really wanted to work with Twisted, and I'm really feeling what Twisted is doing, and I'm sorry to bring this up. I am salty about this. Twisted's manager ripped me off for $1,000. And I fucking feel like I'm owed an apology for that, and I feel like I vibe with Twisted completely. I feel like I have fucking, you know, they're all on this whole ghost thing. I write books on ghosts. Like, I'm more into this shit than they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, they talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren. I met fucking Ed Warren. I've been to his house. Like, I went there with specimens. I had a fucking scorpion in a jar to give to Jamie because he's a Scorpio. I had a crab in a jar to give to Paul because he's a fucking Cancer. I had my own Ouija boards. I mean, I had more merch than fucking Body Bag Syndicate. Everybody is not dissing them because I think Body Bag Syndicate is dope. But I mean, I had my shit set the fuck up, and I paid a lot of money to get on this fucking show, and George treated me like I was a fucking scumbag. Didn't give me my passes, nothing. And I'm sorry to say bitter, but I want them to know what happened because I'm sure Twisted doesn't even know about this. And now that I have my own show,
it's Majik Ninja Entertainment.
Yes, I'm not mad at Jamie and Paul by any means, but fucking this dude did me dirty like that, and like dudes were paying $100 and get to meet Twisted. I bought on for $1,000. Dude was like, "Here's your pass, go fuck yourself." I was supposed to get 3, didn't meet them, nothing. Didn't even fucking give me the time of day, bro. I was there, I had fucking, bearded dragons in jars, Ouija boards, posters. I mean, we fucking came there, set the fuck up. I spent 3 months practicing for that show, was treated like a scumbag. I'm not exactly over it. I'm a little mad about that.
How long ago was that?
This was May 1st.
This year?
Yeah, this shit just happened, and I kept my mouth shut. Like I said, I tamed my tongue. I waited for the right opportunity to talk about it, and I think this is that opportunity because this is a Juggalo-based show.
Absolutely.
And again, I want everyone to know it had nothing to do with Jamie and Paul per se, but the way that George handled everything, I'm not exactly happy about it. I have the receipt that I could show you that I went and deposited $1,000 to Freak Show Entertainment, to Bank of America, to that motherfucker. He cannot deny it. Like, I have the receipt to his account. Like, that shit happened.
It was just a verbal agreement to give
you
like
I signed a contract.
And you were supposed to get 3 backstage passes.
3 backstage passes. A backstage pass means you're supposed to, like I said, dudes were doing the autograph signing for $100.
You're supposed to get backstage.
I was supposed to get backstage. I paid $1,000. I paid 10 times what you paid for $100, and I didn't get 5 seconds with them. I had shit for them. I wanted them to know what I was doing. Right. I wanted them to be aware of who I was because, like I said, not that I want to.
I would assume that they would actually take the time to talk to the artists that are on the bill with them.
That's what I'm saying. Not that I wanted to be on Majik Ninja Entertainment because I really don't. I'm really content with doing Spider by Records, but I really want to work with them. Absolutely. Yeah. Like Twisted and me on a song would be sick. Like I have that kind of style. You know what I'm saying? Like think against that dude 7 that does the beats now. I'm really feeling that guy. We could get a 7 beat. Like I'm on that same and I mean no disrespect to them, but I am just as knowledgeable when it comes to horror shit as Jamie Madrox is. Right. And just as, I have thousands of horror movies, I collect dead things, I go ghost hunting every fucking 4 to 5 days, this is not a gimmick for me, this is my lifestyle. I could keep up with them. I absolutely could keep up with them, and if he sat down with me and talked to me and picked my brain, he would know that within 5 minutes. Right. And that's what I wanted to happen. I was like, you know what, I'm going to spend $1,000.
You got your hopes
up.
My
hopes up real bad to go there to try to become, I was like, I'm going to become friends with Twisted. I was going in there, they're going to see how
especially with all these, high interest areas that you share.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think that there would be
like I said, I knew he was a Scorpio. I was going to give him this fucking big ass scorpion in a jar. I wanted him to see that I was authentic, that I'm not just some I'm going to chop you up blah blah blah
and
rapper.
I didn't
even get 5 minutes with him, bro.
Wow.
5 minutes with him. So again, please don't cut this out. I want people to know what happened. I want them to find out about it.
I won't cut this out.
I am coming up. There's no denying the fact that I grind my fucking ass off, and I am coming up in this. Whether they're mad about it or not, I'm not shitting on them by any means, but that dude George snaked me, and I could prove it. If they hit me up and they're like, yo, whatever, I have a scanner in my office that we just work, I could scan the fucking receipt and I could send it to him. Straight up Freak Show, it's called Freak Show Touring or something like that, and it was Bank of America. I deposited the money cash into a Bank of American account, and then the dude I went up to him, it took me fucking 3 hours to find the guy. He didn't want to be bothered with me. He didn't even want to be bothered with me, bro. Over here we got the marine stuff. These are called diaphanized. These are turtles, diaphanized turtles. It's a staining and clearing of the cartilage in the bone. So I just put them up here because I don't have a shelf for them. But these are all eels and some fish. Same thing, eel and fish. That was gonna go to monoxide. It's a Halloween crab. He's a Cancer, so I thought that was appropriate. But that shit didn't happen. I still have them if you guys want to squat. You know what I'm saying? Right here I got my skulls. I got my skulls right here.
Getting into your own music, is each album a true concept or? Yeah.
Lately, a lot of stuff has been conflicted between some angels and demons shit. I listen to a lot of that Joel Osteen guy, and I'm really trying to better myself as a person. Yeah, I mean could I spit a verse?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so right here's all my turtle shells, and these are all my deformed turtles. These two right here are deformed. This one has another turtle growing out of it. This one is inside the shell, and from here on, they all have 2 heads, and they're all different. That's a 2-headed snapper. That's a parasitic 2-head. That's a 2-headed diamondback terrapin. These 2 are pretty much the same. This one's a little nicer. 2 heads, 2 bodies. That's a 2-headed musk turtle. This one's dope. I got an albino one over there. There's only like 2 of them in the world. I have one of them. It's floating. I don't really like that it floats, but these are all rattlesnakes. These are all vipers. These are all cobras. So I just wrote this the other day. I had to write a bunch of stuff. This is actually for my show. I had to write stuff that doesn't have profanity. I embedded it with fear. I said it to the masses. I wear a black mask and I'm headed to Damascus. From ashes he's risen, giving beauty when it's lacking. A savage and truly unruly and classless. I'm restless because they about to test me. I sound impressing. Found in the house of Jesse. I'm proud and ready. Messy and detached. That's sad to discover. I'm a spaz undercover. I'm a bad motherfucker. I speak loud till nothing's left. Someone's getting beat down. 3 rounds of sudden death. Son's possessed but kneels down. The Jehovah Jireh know the name. My soul's deranged and goals expire. Insane in the brain as it roasts in an open fire. Flame so maniacal. Study Psalms daily. Palms all bloody and denying bonds crazy. And maybe I'm a hybrid that's an angel and a demon. I'm thankful I'm alive, but I'm hateful that you're breathing. That's where I'm at now.
Dope.
That's kind of like what I've been rapping
How
about.
long did you write that? How long ago?
4 days ago. It's called Axl Rose.
Alright.
I was like, yo, I'm Cassius Clay and facts, slaying tracks with the savage flow. The Taskmaster clash, I'm a spaz in disaster zones. I'm Raps, Axl Rose, my mind ain't any better. I'm a grind in any weather. I'm alive like Eddie Vedder. I'm better than your average, see me panic on the flow. I spit it schizophrenic, but I keep it on the low. Brewing right in his mind, a king of team severed. My rhyme brings sight to the blind. I see devils, full of dreams indeed. It's true, death is back. I go from Oda Wolverine in like 2 seconds flat. That crude, reckless act, my essence was robbed. The man and I stand in the presence of God. This a message from Bond, scorning for Messi. Born out the formal horns, the Lord bless me. Testing me as infinite participant to live right. On fist fights with infrared, I spit with deliverance. That's my new style. This is like what I'm rapping about now. Like I'm on that whole like fucking like I listen to that guy, I put biblical shit in there. I still like rap about bitches and hoes and shit, but this is my store. I sell and trade all this stuff. So like, you know what I mean? I get rid of it, get more stuff. Stuff comes in. Like I got a big one over there. That's the biggest one I've ever done. And then over here, I got some more. This is my mummified stuff.
What do you think of the whole, controversy of him keeping his doors shut in Texas when the hurricane hit?
Like, look, people just don't want to like the guy because they're like, oh, he makes money off of God. Like, first off, he doesn't make money because of God. He's changed a lot of people. I was a complete fucking psychopath, lunatic spaz. I was really, really fucking mean to women. I'm really bipolar. And granted, I'm on a lot of meds, but like listening to this guy, like I said, there's a lot of things that change about me now. I still might be rough around the edges, and I'm a work in progress, and I try every single day. And people are like, oh, you don't need him. I'm like, yo, if I didn't listen to him, I wouldn't know which way to go. You know what I mean? Like, he just made me have, like, a spiritual connection. I'm like, without his direction, and I'm like, he doesn't take the money. The money that gets made from the church goes to the church because it's a mega church. All his money that he makes is because he has, like, 15 #1 best-selling books that sell millions of records. More power to the guy.
He's an entrepreneur.
I'm not fucking hating on the guy because he's rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, kings from back in the day that did similar things were fucking rewarded great, too. Like, the guy really helped me out. You know what I'm saying? He's, like, kind of like a life coach to me. I hope he has 15 Lamborghinis. I'm not mad at it. I hung out with my ex-girlfriend the other day. She's this Colombian chick. She's real hot. And like she was like, you don't need that guy. That guy's a fucking white devil, blah blah blah. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what's up with the Quincy Onsha shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, relax. I'm like, yo, he fucking like makes me feel better. I'm like, I don't care what he does in his free time. I'm like, yo, the second that the floodwaters went down, they let people in there. They feed all sorts of people. He's making money off books. Like I think he's a good guy, man. Like I'm not like a Jesus guy by any means. I don't give a fuck about Jesus. I'm on good terms with God, and I feel like I should have been the whole time. You know what got me into it? Ghost hunting. Ghost hunting made me more in tune with God than anything because I knew there was an afterlife. I knew from right away, from my first time ever I got photos of demons, that there was heaven and a hell, and that it was real. I asked God, if there's a heaven and a hell, show me, and he did, and I still lived wicked for a long time. And now I'm trying to be like, okay, yo, I'm 35, I gotta slow down, I gotta like teach people about this shit, I gotta let people know that this increased it, and I gotta try to live better, and that's what I'm trying to do. I still fuck bitches, I still do shit like that, like I'm still like a wild dude, don't get me wrong, but I mean, for the most part, like, I've really tamed myself down in everything I've done. I still have anger problems, I still want to fight 50 fucking people.
How did your Ghost Rapper show opportunity fall into your lap? Like, how did that happen?
Open Studios 2 years ago, there was a guy named, this is funny because you're talking about my album artwork. There was a guy named Thomas Drew, and he came down here, and he was a graphic designer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, this dude's pretty fucking sick. He designed that.
All right, the UFO album.
He also designed my 2 Ouija boards. I have my own spirit boards. They're limited edition. They're actually like really like good PVC pipe, like fucking good quality. And he designed the new spider. So he took that one, and he see how that one looks like it's on steroids, a lot better.
Right.
He made the new spider, and
there's more definition to the.
And
letters.
I have the copyright to that one. He did a couple other things for me, and like we just kind of like chilled once in a while and stuff like that. And he hit me up, and he's like, "Yo, I got a job at this local TV spot called Intrigue TV, and they do TV shows and stuff, and they like need a TV show. Would you be like interested in doing like a ghost show about like your rapping and shit?" He's like, "I've been telling the guy all about you," and I'm like, "Yeah, man, sounds cool." So like it took a little while to develop. Like it took like a good solid month, and he kept getting the guy's ear, and it turns out the guy that owns the company, his name is Super Frank. Like I just call him, he's known as Super Frank. Like,
right.
like the office is lined. He ran a fucking radio station, and it's just lined with like, no doubt, 7 times platinum, fucking rewarded to Super Frank. Like just Green Day, like all like the sales awards. Like his whole walls are just sales awards and shit like that. Like he was a big time radio guy. He got like a really nice luxury car and shit. Hey kitty, you want some TV time? And he used to be James Brown's manager. They're actually making a James Brown interview where they're interviewing him. Like, this guy's like a big deal. He got a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, he actually wants to come check you out. And I sat right here where I am now, and they were on that couch, and I gave them my spiel. I'm like, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. They saw the specimen room. They saw that. I showed them all my merch. I played some music for him, and he's like, yo, dope. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah. And then, like, we put it into production.
Nice. So have you completed all the filming of the show so far?
Thursday, we just about wrap it up, and then we got to go to the crypt. And then next week, we start editing, and I got to go there, and I got to sit down with the editor about what I want, what I don't want.
Do you know how many episodes?
6.
6 episodes.
6 episodes.
Okay.
They're 22 minutes each. In Connecticut, you'll be able to watch it. Like you're going to need to get a Roku box or a Fire Stick. You have a Fire Stick?
My best friend has an Apple TV.
You could get it on.
You say it, so I'm going to go to his house and watch it.
Cool,
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, you can watch it on Apple TV. They just signed a deal. He actually went to like Europe for a little while, and he it's called OT boxes or something like that, like those kind of like mods, and he got it so people like overseas can watch it now. So like even though it's not going to be like on A&E, and I get it's just an online show, there's the potential for like it to kind of spread.
Well, what about DVDs?
Yeah, we're definitely making DVDs still.
Sweet.
So
you got the episodes. You're on site in cemeteries.
No,
and other haunted.
It's not cemeteries. It's like all homesteads and like museums and like. All right, so the first one is the Elks Lodge in Hartford. The second one is in Clinton. We went to the Town Hall Opera House. Okay. Like from the 1800s, it has like a big opera house in it. It has like a little museum in it. The third one, we went to Abigail's Restaurant, which she was cheating like in the 1700s. She was cheating on her husband, who was a whaler, and he came home unexpectedly to her getting banged out by some dude, and he fucking flipped out and got an axe and killed both of them. So like we went to a house like basically almost on some Lizzie Borden shit, but it's like he killed the lover and her at the house. So we went and it was a restaurant now. It's in Simsbury, so we went to the restaurant. The fourth one we went to the old State House in Hartford, which is where the first witch in all of New England. There's actually been more witch executions in Connecticut, and it started in Connecticut.
I remember when you were talking about.
Her name was Alice Young. She was from Windsor, but it was actually like a small house, and then it got kind of like the house was from the 1600s. They knocked it down, then they built it again, then they knocked it down, and now the State House sits, but she she still resides there. And that was actually like my least favorite one, and it was the one I was most excited about, but I got to drop some serious fucking knowledge on it. Like the lady was like following us around. It was kind of annoying, but on it, and they had a really sick oddities museum with like a taxidermy two-headed turtle, all sorts of turtle shells and stuff that kind of ties in together with my oddities museum. I didn't even know they fucking had that there, so it was like a complete surprise. I was like, oh shit. So we went there, we got some EVPs, and then the fifth one we went to the last one we went to, the lady was so standoffish at first, and like she didn't want us to do it. Like she said that she wasn't aware that we were gonna do a ghost hunt there, that the guy didn't say that, and I had to like win this lady over. She said she didn't even let ghost hunters, the show Ghost Hunters Taps, she didn't even let them go in there. She let us go in there. It was called the Daniel Benton House. It was in Talon, Connecticut. It was from 1720. It was like, oh, it's a 300-year-old house, dude. Everything in there, like, I mean, the boards were like that, dude. I mean, all the fucking tables were from the 1700s. Everything in there, all the furniture was time period, 1720, 1740. Like, it was literally stepping time. That was the best one. There was graves in the front yard. That one was real sick. And then we're supposed to go to one more, but we were supposed to go to this lighthouse, and we can't figure it out. So they might just send us to the crypt, which is a great. The old green was a cemetery, and they put a church over a bunch of stones, and they left it there, so it's in the basement of this church. There's a bunch of stones, and we might just go there, do that, and then mix it up with some other stuff like that and call it an episode until like we try to maybe do season 2. I got some fossils, and these are all my turtles. I got a lot of different species from all over the world. I got Madas, fly river turtles, Chinese big heads. I got Malayan snail-eating turtles. I got a hypo wood turtle, I got a clown morph western painted, I got spider tortoises, I got spotted ponds, I got Chinese boxes, I got a Blandings turtle, I got fucking marginated tortoises, I got keeled box turtles, I got fucking Spengleri, I got hybrid diamondback terrapins, I got Indian stars, fucking 15 different kinds of musk turtles, and fucking all sorts of crazy weird shit. Hypo this, hypo that. Ornate terrapins. I mean, I got it all. I just got that the other day. This one I'm really excited. This was like on my list. A spiny turtle. It's floating still. It gotta sink.
Can you talk to us a little bit about turtles?
What do you want to know
I
about
don't know.
turtles?
I mean, I guess you could tell us everything about turtles, but
The oldest one on the planet right now is 205 years old. His name is Jonathan. And
Okay.
he's a species of giant tortoise.
where's he at?
He's in a zoo somewhere. But like every year on his birthday, they're like, it's his birthday. I'm always like, happy birthday, Jonathan.
I think I've seen video of him chomping on his birthday cake.
Yeah,
I have. That's
I forget what
awesome.
he is. He's not an Aldabra. He's definitely some kind of like he's a Galapagos giant tortoise, but he's like a subspecies.
I've actually exhausted all of my pre-written questions, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to sit with me and talk about your rapping, your ghost hunting.
And then I got, these are all like tarantulas and insects, and I got some fossils and shit right here. This is actually the one that I was going to give to Jamie Madrox. It glows under a black light. That's what I was talking about earlier.